One thing that I had to do, you know, and that was really I had to deny myself in this walk, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't no more putting myself first, you feel me? Like I really had to deny myself, pick up my cross, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to stop living for people, you feel me? Like, hey, I gotta live 100% for Yahweh, you feel me? And it wasn't easy, but hey, all praise to the Most High Father Yahweh, we gonna keep stepping, believe that. I was thinking about all the times I thought I was dead and you were there. All the thoughts filling up my head, the prince I felt like wasn't fair. Not knowing how to move, Lord, through all the warfare. Stop and stare into my own soul to get to my new self. Trying to lay away the old way, Lord, it was hard. Blinded by the soul ties and I could see God. The closer I get, the harder they try to cut me off. Through it all, I kept on praying. I can't miss the call. And don't get me wrong, Yahweh is sovereign and everything that he do, you feel me? But ain't no telling how many times I done missed the call, you feel me? Like, I'm feeling like Zacchaeus now, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm back in the tree, you feel me? I'm waiting on Jesus straight up, you know? Piling problems, trying to get you out of pocket. Blessings coming, they can't stop it. Ain't no need in trying to block it. Out the woodwork, God gon' drop it in your hands. Devil plotting, you gon' stand. Ain't no option, trust the plan. Don't you doubt it, stop playing. I'm referring to Acts 4. If you gon' worry right after you prayed it, then tell me what you asked for. I'm bringing the whole heaven with me about mine. My angels on guard. If you depending on the word to prosper, you gon' perish with your God. Straddling fences and opening doors, not even knowing I was in agreement. Claiming it's boring to live for the Lord. All they doing is judging and preach. Practicing ways with seemings right into man. Blocking them from their own freedom. Battling spirit, they can't even see it. Tell them about Jesus, they don't believe. And you know they gon' call you judgmental. They don't realize that in the kingdom, we all come from somewhere, you feel me? So it's like, hey, keep stepping, don't allow man's opinions to stop you. I was thinking about all the times I thought I was dead and you were there. All the thoughts filling up my head, the prince I felt like wasn't fair. Not knowing how to move, Lord, through all the warfare. Stop and stare into my old soul to get to my new self. Trying to lay away the old way, Lord, it was hard. Blinded by the soul ties and I could see God. The closer I get, the harder they try to cut me off. Through it all, I kept on praying. I can't miss the call. So, hey, right now I decree and declare that, hey, neither one of us will never miss the call, you feel me? We gon' always be in position, we gon' always be on post, we gon' always be in posture, you feel me? So, hey, all praise to the Most High Father Yahweh, believe that. And I know that is one thing that I had to do, you know, and that was really, I had to and the evil that is prevalent and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm a living witness, you feel me? If it weren't for God, I wouldn't be here straight up.
I already sent you
God for keeping me when I wasn't listening. Fresh from my mouth and not living it. Heart was filled with love. Nobody felt that darkness picking it. Drink, sing, constantly feeling it. Trying to accept God in the midst of it. And the Holy Spirit, but no one to fit him in.
Then I pray that that's the Lord. Don't do it without me.
He want us holy, for he is holy. But I didn't fit the description. He rather for us to be hot or cold, but not in the middle. I had my own perception of God, but I stayed away from the scripture. Seeing the lies of the ones who denied Jesus is Lord, dog, and they killed. And I can't lie, I was petrified, knowing I tried to get right with the Lord God. But tell me why, Lord.
Are you good?
Me?
Yeah. How you doing? We finna get the screen off in a minute.
Hey, how are you?
Yourself.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Bless.
Okay.
Glad you're here.
Yep, likewise.
All right. First of all, Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Did you work all day or did you enjoy?
Well, I didn't do anything. I basically worked. Yeah, so I didn't do anything this year. So my kids that I just want to relax and get some stuff done I need to get done for tonight. Yeah, for the radio show. I had to. Yeah.
So y'all, we are here, episode 47 on the Porch Podcast. My co-host is running around in the back. He's here though, but we have. I know y'all been hearing me talk about what I'm from Alabama. We've been on the venture to Philly, but this is the live interview with Miss Queen of Justice, Dr. Queen of Justice, Miss Controversy. Hey, so but I'm gonna let her introduce herself. But you got a sneak peek last week because she actually introduced me on her show, and I introduced as well on mine on episode 46. But before we get started, tell everybody exactly who you are.
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. I am Dr. Chinchila Jonesia, the Queen of Justice, and I am the founder and executive director and co-founder of Right the Wrong Coalition, Be a Voice in Criminal Justice Reborn. I'm also an activist and an advocate. I fight for the wrongfully incarcerated and also for juvenile lifers and against mass incarceration. And also I fight to help end death by incarceration. And big fight right now, fighting for the exoneration bill passed in the state of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania does not compensate men and women that they have wrongfully imprisoned. Yeah.
Okay, and to piggyback off of that, I recently, Alabama, they had a bill, and I wasn't able to be there in the room to speak my voice, but I went live about it. But they passed a bill, HB 174. If anyone fires a weapon in the air, you get 99 years.
99 years?
So that 99 years.
Wow.
Yes. So that let me. That's why. And I'm like, how free is freedom? Which leads us to episode 44 because we have all these voices. And they want to use their voice for the wrong reasons. And I'm so like divine. That's why I keep saying, I got to stop running into you like this and not getting the full picture of exactly getting what you do for your community. Because I see you everywhere. And I've only been here a week.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's like,
yeah.
So it was a divine situation. And what it is that you do, it's like, you're big on justice, and I knew that before you even had to tell me. I had already gave you the title. I had already gave you the title queen. So when you get the word freedom as a child coming up, what did freedom mean to you? Because I know you grew up in a historical age and you're still living in history. You are history. But what growing up, how free was freedom? How free was freedom for you?
Well, growing up as a child, freedom was a little different. If we look at like with the parents and being under, my parents' household with my mother being a strict parent, I didn't have too much freedom, like to do whatever I wanted to do. So basically, you had a curfew. I had to be in the house a certain time. I couldn't go places where I wanted to. My other friends, they could do whatever they basically wanted to do. My mom didn't let us spend the night at anybody's homes, and I felt like, oh wow, I'm so restricted, that I didn't have much freedom to do anything. And things are so much different then. I was born in 1963, so things were a lot different from the way they are today.
My mother was.
And growing up, I didn't. Yeah.
Yep.
And so I started looking at different things that was going on in the world. As a child, I had a passion for people. I didn't like seeing animals caged up and stuff like that, because I felt as though animals should be free and everybody should have a voice and people should be able to express themselves. And as a child, I couldn't always express myself the way I wanted to, because I was called disrespectful. So then those days you get popped in your mouth, you're disrespectful, or if you talk back. So I was always outgoing and outspoken, and but again, I was so restricted and I couldn't really speak my mind, but I always tried to anyway, and it got me in trouble a lot. So even in school, so now, like, freedom today, as we look at the word freedom, in this country, America, we're supposed to be land of the free, is what it's supposed to be. And so many people come to this country because they look at America as the land of the free. And then you see people like dying to get to America, like, swimming through oceans to get to America, climbing over barbed wire fences and everything else just to get to America. And, when they get here,
are we cut? Is she cut off?
I don't know.
Hey, but y'all, check this out. Guess who we got on the show for the first time in 3 episodes? Introduce yourself.
Yes, so it's Ill Will Watuzi, and that's Watuzi, and it's spelled ILLZWILLZ. You feel me? From NPPP, you know what I mean? We got the lovely lady in the building, doctor, not just lady, you feel me? The queen of justice, and she has been everywhere and all over, and now she's all over the porch. You feel me? So I'm excited about this. I didn't met this lady at the peace rallies. I didn't met her at R&B functions. I didn't seen her downtown. Whew. She gets around in a good way.
Welcome back. Clearly, he's here. Hey, I'm about to see what happened with her before we get back into the next half of the show. I'm gonna play a couple songs, y'all. That's all right. But I appreciate everybody being in. I appreciate you being here. You made it. You made it back in time. Also, the fashion show is the 25th, and we do have tickets to sell. Tickets are $10 a piece. We have 5 tickets left. So the tickets have been selling all day. We had like 35 to start with it. My co-host wouldn't know because he hadn't been here. But we have $10 tickets for the fashion show. $10, and we will be having. I'm gonna play the next guest who will be performing at the fashion show as well.
What? You gonna be performing?
Hush. This guy. Okay, she's back on. She's back on, yeah. So after this song, if it plays, Then here we go.
11 in the morning, you're the one I'm calling. Shawty, can I get up with you? She knowin' I've been on it, 'cause she never bothered. Nothing on my mind but you. I never had this feeling, now she got me feeling. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do. Got baddies on my line, but I choose you every time. I need it, so I'm counting on
Hey, I do not own the copyright to this song, y'all.
you to play. You the feeling that I can't get from nobody else. Baby, you the play, like you my delight. The medical, you good for my health. Baby, you the play, like you my delight. The medical, you good for my health. Baby, you the play when I need it. Yeah. Calling me, you better pick up. Baby, you the plug. Take me to a place that I never thought. It's 7 in the evening, starting to get that feeling. Yeah, I'm trying to link up with you. I'm plotting and I'm scheming.
All right, we are back.
All right.
Let's see. Let's get this back. Hey, I don't know what happened, but it's like every time I get into a great connection, then that's it always. But it's not gonna stop what you was about to say. Keep going.
I know this. Pick up saying everybody have all these people risking their lives just to get here because we're supposed to be land of the free, home of the brave, right? And so these other people from other countries, they come here for freedom and they feel free when they come here because, you know, the countries they're coming from, a whole lot's going on there, okay? And they come here, they experience this wonderful freedom to start businesses, freedom to do this, freedom to do that. And, you know, they have more freedom actually.
Right. And I feel like when
and when they bring here, and they don't even have to. They don't have. They don't have just get to drive.
you're cutting out again, man. Yo, well, she said, Me So Funny said,
I cut all my extra Wi-Fi stuff off so that I don't know if you on our Wi-Fi, but
it's not us. It's not us because we would be cut off if she's probably in the radio station. You feel what I'm saying? And she probably got good service. Hold on.
Okay.
There she goes. She's back in. Yeah, it's cool. We got some comments. We got some comments for you. They said, what happened to the freedom the people that was born in the U.S.? They said my mom said they have more freedom than we do, like you were saying.
Yep.
And they said my grandma said God is in control, but this is the thing. Like, I used to be dying, like literally dying to get to another country and you visit these other countries. Like they say, it looks pretty on TV, the rocks in the water, But
Mm-hmm.
we are the only people that have the freedom of speech, and we choose not to use it the way
Yep.
we shall use it.
That's right.
So
Yep.
so yeah, so you, as in like you said, when I wanted to go back on what you said earlier when you were seen as disrespectful in your age because you always wanted to speak your mind. I never had
Mm-hmm.
friends. I never cared who liked me. I never got along with anybody, and they tried to make
Mm-hmm.
me the problem. You feel what I'm saying? Anger
Okay.
management, this
Yep.
and that. But today, I wasn't the problem. I was just reacting to the problems.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I feel you on that, and a prime example of that. Okay, so like I said, I always been outspoken, always spoke my mind. I was never afraid of, saying what I felt to anybody, no matter who they were. How so many blacks are afraid to speak up and speak out when it comes to white people, and I never been that way. So I had a
Right.
job. I was a director of a business school, the director of admissions. And so they hired this new school director, and he was this little short man, remind me of Hitler, right? Because he acted like Hitler. So he would call the whole admissions team into his office for a meeting near the end of the day, and then he would run over. But he would sit there and he would tell them, like, y'all, now listen, y'all better increase y'all's enrollments. Don't let me have to get the whip out and whip y'all. And everybody,
The whip.
yes, they laughed. They laughed at it, right? I didn't laugh because I didn't find it funny. And so I just shook my head. I'm looking at the other ones laughing. And he used so many racial connotations in that meeting. And everyone he used, all the other ones laughed. So at the end of the meeting, when everybody left, I stayed in the meeting. And I said to him, I need to speak with you. And I said, I don't appreciate you using all those racial slurs and racial connotations. This is a business school, a professional establishment, and everyone here should be treated as such. And I said, you act like you want to be a dictator. I said, talking about taking a whip to somebody. And so I just told him, but I told him how I felt. I did it very professionally. And so then I left out of his office. He called me back in the next morning asking me, oh, well, can you come in my office? And he had this little pink slip up where he had wrote me up for insubordination, right? And I told him, I'm not signing that because I was not insubordinate. I said, if anybody was insubordinate, it was you with your racism. And so, so he was like, well, if you keep with this insubordination, I might just have to fire you. And I said, you know what? I said, you can fire me if you want. I said, if you do, the enrollments will plummet. And so, then I just got tired of him. So I quit. And I told him I wasn't going to work for him because I'm not a slave. And I would not have him like acting like he wants to be the slave master. And so I told the whole admissions team, I told them, I said, y'all are stupid. How y'all going to sit there and laugh at his racist jokes? I said, he's not joking. He considers himself a dictator and he's above us and we're beneath him. And I said, y'all are foolish to stay here and continue to work with him. And so in that next meeting, that's when I got up and left because he started using those racial slurs again. I got up and left and I looked at the rest. I said, is anybody coming with me? And so there were 10 people in that meeting. Only 2 of them got up and left with me. The rest of them stayed. And so long story short, I got him fired. So I got him fired from that position. And so they shipped him back to wherever he came from. So I just cannot take that type of treatment and will not stand for it. And so many are afraid to speak up because they don't want to lose their job. And I mean, really, get your own job, start your own business. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to work for the white man. But if the white man's going to have that much control over you and your mind, You don't need to work for them. Okay. So I called all the rest of them that stayed Uncle Toms. Okay. And coon dog niggas. Okay. Because that's what they were.
And you know, that's real because that same thing happened to my friend. She brought her daughter to bring your kid to work day. And the kid is there doing little stuff, stapling things or whatever, and the boss walks in playing, right? And says, "Oh my God, you need to crack a whip on her." Black little girl, black mother.
Oh my goodness.
And so the mom like, what? And then how about the daughter? She was only 10. She gonna say crack a whip like slavery? So she knew it more than the adults knew it. But she had a lot less to lose than what the adults did, or so they think they had a lot to lose.
Yeah.
But they lost a lot more by staying.
Wow.
Because they disrespected themselves.
Yeah,
so
really.
You got up out of there.
Yeah, I got up out of there. And I was never cut out for like a 9 to 5. Although every 9 to 5 I had in corporate America, I always was the best they ever had. And so I always did my job, was always on time and did more than was required, And then I looked at it like, wow, you know how you come up with ideas and, you have all this stuff. Because I was, came up with a whole lot of stuff to help them, make their company better and stuff. And so all the ideas I had, like people that were over a department I may have been in, they took those ideas and ran with it and act like they were ones that came up with them ideas. And that used to piss me off so bad. And so it just let me see that, you cannot trust the white man, Hey, don't get me wrong. There are some nice ones out there. But I still don't put my total trust in them because you never know when they're going to stab you in the back, because they're already a snake in the grass. And, they've been stealing ever since the history of them. They've always stole from others, everything. Look at what they did to America. They stole this country.
They programmed up.
Right. Yes, they did. They programmed us. Yes.
I want to jump in on something real quick because, because
I was about to say you can't trust the right man or his right hand.
So this is basically what I was about to say because it's like we so woke. We're not woke. Like you're
right, exactly.
Because you don't want to help your fellow black man because you don't realize how much in competition you are with someone that looks like you. Like you got light skin talking down on dark skinned people. You got you got brothers and sisters going out in the world to you can build your own kingdom and own family, but I got 10 brothers and sisters. There's no reason for me to be coming from Alabama to Philly to find a dream. See what I'm saying? But you want to watch and you want to say congratulations. No, we want to build kingdoms. We shouldn't have to build kingdoms and leave dinner tables just to find our fit. But we're so stuck on what it is that someone told us or what it is that you're supposed to look like of God. And half of the people that go to work, you want to go to work and do right so good, but you want to walk past somebody that doesn't see fit your way of living good. So then what does that make you? And then it comes back to, well, this is what who told you that? Who told you somebody had to go by this rule? So that's why it comes back to saying you're programmed because you're so scared to be who you are and speak up and stand up for the person that looks next to you. So when you're standing up and when I'm standing up, we look like fools because the people next to us want to keep going to work for the white man.
Yeah,
but the white man didn't do anything to me because I'm not allowing the white man. You're basically the white man. You're more of the white man than I when you're against me. Like if you turn your back on me, then you're in my way.
Yeah, that's so true. And then and then the other thing, if we look at what's going on right now in all the inner cities around this country, with all the gentrification that's going on. Blacks will not stand up and fight against these developers. You know, in South Philadelphia, Pennsylvania historical exoneree Vincent Moto and myself, we fought to save a land in back of his home, a property that used to be a playground and everything, had basketball courts before they wrongfully incarcerated him. And when he got out of prison, once he was exonerated, it was like different because they had taken the basketball courts down and everything, and they had all the playground equipment gone. But the stage that him and his brothers built and his musician friends built when they were younger, that was still there. And so this developer wanted to build on the land. And so first he put a beer garden back there, and a beer garden where people in that neighborhood, if you sat on your steps and drank a beer, you would get fined. You would get a citation. It was illegal to do. But yet the white man can come and put a whole beer garden back there with hundreds of white people back there in their little chairs and just sitting out drinking beer. Had all these beer distributors out there and brewery companies out there. They out there drinking beer from morning till about midnight and leaving drunk. And so we fought against that development because he wanted to have that year round. So we stopped him with those plans by going down the city hall, the municipal building, the zoning and all that stuff, and fought against him. So he couldn't have no more beer gardens back there. So it lasted for one weekend and that was it. But he wanted to make it permanent. Then he wanted to build condominiums, and we fought against that. So he sold the property to another developer. And so that developer wanted to build. We fought from anything being built on that land from 2005 all the way up into 2023. And that's when they, city council, Kenyatta Johnson is the councilman in this district, right? So, and you know, I said that he sold us out because he would not stop that developer. He allowed that developer to build, and he would not do anything. That stage was historical. I called Historical Society to get it designated as historical. But they said, oh, well, since the developer already owns it, there's nothing we can do because he has the right to build on it and tear down whatever he wanted. And so I talked to the developer. The developer said that he would be willing to swap properties, but the councilman refused to swap a different property with this man. He was willing to give up the land so that we could have it to build a music school and a recreation center. Well, not really a recreation center, but like a safe haven for kids is what we want to build with the music school and all types of other stuff in there for the community, and then keep part of it as a park. And we used to do our Be a Voice rallies back there where we had all types of activism and stuff, you know. And so he would not allow that developer to swap. He told us that the property that the developer wanted to get was 10 times the amount of the property that he already bought. And so I told him, I said, well, how in the hell can you say that, you know, it's 10 times the amount? In no way. What does the life of a child mean to you? And he couldn't answer that question. I said, you can't put a price tag on saving a child, you know? And so he just looked dumbfounded. And so I went to the developer. I said, well, he said that property is 10 times the amount. And he said, well, just tell him I'll take 1/10 of that property. So I took that back to the councilman, and he still did not want to do it. So I called him a sellout, and I used to support everything that councilman was doing. But after he did that and just turned his back on the neighborhood and didn't want to entertain anything about that property being saved for a safe haven for kids, I put him on blast. I talked about him on all my platforms and everything, you know, because it was wrong. And so now, in back of that house now, all the other residents, they cannot see the sun because it's a 5-story building and they don't see the sun. But Vincent Moto, he is the only one that still gets sunlight because he's the only one that fought. It was like pulling teeth. They didn't want to come together. If they would have came together and fought, we could have stopped all of that stuff, but they didn't fight. And so now it's a 5-story. Right.
Nobody stood up.
57 unit. Nobody stood up. And we fought so hard. We stood on that stage when I saw bulldozers coming. And so, stood on the stage. And I told the bulldozer,
What
you're
block
not
is it?
tearing this stage down. It's in Point Breeze, the 1600 block of Point Breeze. And so
Right now,
the
I'm
bulldozer
at
was
Ellsworth
coming.
Federal. I'm at
Yeah,
Ellsworth
he was.
Federal. So
Oh,
they
okay.
got rid of they made people leave their houses. Right. They made people. I had
Yeah.
a friend that lived there. They made him leave his house. He was right on the corner. He left his house. Now he just
Wow.
running around. He was supposed to get a place or do something,
That's a
but he like
shame.
soldiers or something like that, crazy, or he like
Oh,
they came,
wow.
got him, nice black
That's
gentleman.
sad.
So yeah, and that's right in that area. Right now we have
Yeah.
so that's 15th and
Well,
you know?
right. Well, you know how they done South Philly. It's gentrified so much now. And so the bulldozers came. We stood on that stage and we did not move. And so the guy in the bulldozer, he just stood there looking. And I said, we're not going nowhere. We're standing here. And so we stayed out there 3 days. We stayed on that stage, made sure they didn't touch that stage. And then they called, let's see, Homeland Security and all these people on this right. And so the police came one day. We said, we're not moving. This stage is historical. We're not moving from this stage. You got to arrest us. And so they didn't arrest us or anything. And so the developer, he had a meeting with us and stuff. And, but, the property is built. And, it's just so sad. But, and then in the white neighborhoods, they stand up and fight. If it's something they don't want built, they will come together and fight. And they will get results. And Ills will. You live in South Philly. You see what they did to Washington Avenue? All that was done because of white people standing up fighting. They wanted bike lanes on Washington Avenue. Washington Avenue's always been like a thoroughfare, like almost an industrial highway somewhat because of all the lanes, and it's nothing but businesses and like construction companies and stuff like that. And it's a bus route and it's an emergency snow route as well. But now they got bike lanes, so they got all these poles. It's worse now, and it's less safe because of these poles and these bikes. And it's sad. So now from it being a 5-lane, it's only 2 lanes now. So you got 1 lane going one direction, 1 lane going the other, and then they have a turning lane. And so, I mean, it's just so crazy. But that's because white people stood up and got what they wanted. It don't make sense.
Why won't we stand up for what? Why won't we fight for our freedom, but fight for Jordans and cars and girlfriends and fight in the club or fight? Oh, what is it that will bring us as a people unity? Because we won't change, and that's why it's on the porch podcast. Because I sat on the porch and talked about everything I wanted to do, and they said, you do it,
yes,
you go do it, or
Okay.
that sounds nice. You know what I'm saying? But then here
Right.
you are. If you don't do anything, oh, you ain't gonna do it, or the world ain't gonna change. Well, no, the world is not gonna change because you're one less person.
You won't
you're one
change.
dead body on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like I shouldn't have to go be something to motivate you to go be something. When I say I want to go be something, you want to go be something right next to it, because that's what if we want to win the white man, that's what the white man do. It don't matter if the dad go and cut grass, that son going at 6 o'clock on Saturday to cut that grass. You ain't finna tell him what you're not gonna do.
That's right.
You want to white man, it's Mother's Day. And I'm saying this because it is Mother's Day. I don't care how bad you are at your mother, your father, anybody. If they brought you here, you are purposed to be here. So you have to respect them and move on. They might have done the best they could. They might have not loved you. Okay, but they brought you here. So make the best of it wherever you are.
Yes.
Mother, father, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to come together. Okay, so what? If a person is drunk, they high, don't be drunk and high around them if you want them to change, and then help them change. You know what I'm saying? Like white people, you know what they do? They stick that man in a rehab for $20,000, and we don't never hear about it or see about it. A black person, we dog the man today on the street at the cornerstone. You say, "Oh, I went to school with him. He used to be such and such," but you never do
Yeah.
anything. You just keep pointing and laughing
Right.
at him.
Right. Right. That's so true. And you asked the question, what will it take, for us to like come together, build together, fight together, and be in unity, unified, unification. And unification, if we look back in history, blacks have never been unified. Like even in the biblical days, there was division because over where they were in the biblical times, you always had light skin, brown skin, and dark skin. But they all were people of color, and we've always been a beautiful people with an array of complexions, but we've always been taught from the beginning of time, like the fairer skinned people were the ones that were better. But and that's false, everybody. Y'all have to get that stuff out of your heads. Then during the slavery times, because if you remember, like the Hebrews, they were supposed to be a little darker than the Egyptians and so on and so forth, but they all were black, okay? And so then when we look here in this country for slavery in this country, the white man, of course, the slave master, they call him master, he programmed blacks with that same mindset and conditioning that, all right, inside of my house, I'm going to have the light-skinned people work in my house. The darker ones work out in the field. And so that there made the ones in the field feel some kind of way. Why don't he have me in the house? He got the light-skinned ones in the house. But I'm in the field slaving. They in there in the fan. And and so all of that trickled down through the generations. And so now today, we still see that stuff. Like, and there are some light-skinned or high yellow people that do think they better than the darker skinned people. And that's because they've been programmed to think that way. And then you have the darker skinned people, they still feel like, oh, well, they think they better than me. And so now they don't like them. And it's all about the mindset and the conditioning and the programming. And so it has to be a deprogramming. And in order to be deprogrammed, one has to be willing to change their mindset. And it can happen because there's been a lot of them now that have been deprogrammed because they were willing to listen and to talk about it and to understand what has happened down through the years. But you have the ones that set in their ways, they don't want to change, they still want to stay the same and have that same way of thinking. And I call it stinking thinking, because it's stinking thinking. And we have to be willing to change our mindset. And there's a book called Who Moved My Cheese? So it's a book called Who Moved My Cheese? And you would think it's about, somebody moving somebody's cheese, but it's about changing your mindset, changing the way you think, and taking people out their comfort zone. And some people, they're just so comfortable where they are. They don't want to grow. They don't want to learn. There's some people that just think that they know everything and they're not teachable. But I'll be 61 in August, and I am still teachable. I still want to learn. I want to learn everything I can learn while I'm on this earth, because when you stop learning and you think you know it all, you might as well be dead, kill over and die. But it's about freedom. And we want our people to be free, and freedom starts in the mind, because you have people that are in prison. Like, take, for instance, the men and women that's wrongfully behind bars that know they did not commit a crime, but yet they're thrown in jail. And then those that have been exonerated, I asked them, how did you survive behind those walls? Their mind, they were imprisoned but their mind remained free. So they had freedom of mind, peace of mind, knowing that I'm innocent and I'm going to fight to the end until I'm out of here. And that's what they did, the ones that's exonerated. And if you allow the white man that enslaves you in these modern day plantations to take your mind from you, then they got you. So the ones that allow that to happen, they're going to remain behind bars because they'll think it's no hope for them to be out and to get out of that prison, out of that plantation. But there is hope, y'all. Don't let them get your mind. Okay, they can enslave you physically, but don't let them mentally enslave you. Okay, you have to have that mental freedom. Yes.
Yes. Hey, you definitely blessed the show this evening on Mother's Day, and we got to get ready for your show at 9:30 Eastern time. That will be 8:30 Central time. So because my folks back at home, they're still watching. So and they caught your show last week as well, and so we're gonna get ready. But before we go, just announce to the people anything you have upcoming, and also congratulations to your son, Joshua.
Oh yes. Shout out to Joshua. Yeah, that was good, y'all. He'll be opening up at the Met for R&B Fest 24, y'all, next Sunday with Ashanti and all the other wonderful R&B singers that's going to be there. That event is sponsored by R&B Philly 100.3, and so I can't wait. That's going to be an awesome night. But yeah, and I forgot to mention, y'all, I'm also the commissioner of WBNN and the host of News Forum, which comes on tonight, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. And I am also the CEO of the Mind Crushers Network. But tonight, y'all got to tune in to News Forum because it's a special Mother's Day show. I have, of course, I got OnThaPorchPodcast on, So both of them will be on. Yeah. And Ills Wills, I don't know if you saw the flyer, but I got you on that flyer. Did you see the flyer that I made with you on there and Mr. Boston? Y'all gonna be doing some poetry, all right, for the women. Some spoken word. Yes, indeed. And then you, of course, you're gonna be talking to the women, about building the kingdom, however you want to bring it. And then I also have the chairman of the New African Black Panther Party, Shaka Zulu. He's going to be on bringing a revolutionary message to the women of Palestine, Haiti, and all these other places, And then I have women that will be coming on sharing because we know today is Mother's Day. And some women and some men and women have lost their mothers. Some have lost children. And so I have a lady that's going to talk about the loss of a mother for the women and men that have lost mothers. And then I have a lady that's going to talk about the loss of a child. And then another lady is going to talk about reunification with her child. Because you know how DHS, and they come in and they take children away from their parents illegally. And so she's been reunified with her child. And so she's going to talk about that. And so we just want all women around the world, because the show is worldwide. So we want women around the world to be encouraged on today, because it is Mother's Day. And then we're going to talk a bit about the 1985 bombing of Move on Osage Avenue, May 13th. Tomorrow is the 39th anniversary of that bombing where they killed 11 people, 6 kids and 5 adults. Yeah. And then today, May 12th, Mother's Day, this is the same day, 39 years ago, was their last Mother's Day. This day, May 12th. May 12th was on a Sunday, and that was Mother's Day back in 1985. And so, it's a sad thing, but they did again due to racism, But hey, the Move family, they were a people of, of revolution. Okay, they were revolutionaries. All right, they were warriors, and they stood up for justice, and they did not want to be dictated by what they should and could not do by the white man, you know, and that's what they stood for. And if it was more blacks standing up for justice and wanting to have things for our people, building with our people, guess what? Blacks wouldn't be where they are today, because right now, blacks are still at the bottom of the totem pole, okay? And why? Because we what? Grab each other down. We pull each other down all the time. Crabs in the barrel. And it's so sad. But yeah, so let me tell y'all how to tune in the news forum. To tune in the news forum tonight, everybody, y'all want to pick up your phones and dial in 717-734-6904. And then you're going to enter the show ID number, which is 533-4929 pounds. And the pin is £1. And then if y'all got something to say, y'all can press star 2. And I'm sure, you know, on the Porch Podcast, they'll put that in the thing here, so y'all can check that out, or just look at their page, because the flyer's up on their page. And y'all can like and follow me on Instagram at Princess Chinchilla. Chinchilla's with 1 L. Like and follow me on Facebook, y'all. Chinchilla Jonesia. And it's spelled just like my name is on here. And also like and follow Mike, M-I-C, Test, T-E-S-T, Entertainment TV. All separate words on Facebook. All right? Like and follow that page. And also y'all can join Right the Wrong Coalition's Facebook group. And you can join Right the Wrong Coalition on and off of Facebook, okay? But definitely join on Facebook, and then we'll get you information how you can actually be a full member and all that stuff, and, you know, come to meetings and all that stuff, because we're on the move. You're like, Mike Africa got a book, Alcohol on the Move. We're on the move, and we're trying to get as many men and women out of prison this year as possible, and we're fighting for that exoneration bill to be passed in Pennsylvania. And we need all y'all on board to help us fight against this racist state of Pennsylvania, you know, because these exonerees need to be compensated, y'all. And one more number I want to give y'all. If y'all have a case of injustice and ever want to come on the show or any of my other platforms, please call me. If you have somebody wrongfully incarcerated and need us to advocate, call me. 844-642 8378, extension 888, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And I thank y'all so much on the porch for having me as a guest tonight.
Thank you. We thank you for being here, and I'll see you in about 30 minutes, okay?
Yes, definitely. Yes. All right.
Yeah. All right,
y'all. Be a voice now. All right, y'all too.
All right, so thank you for that was a good show. I just appreciate my co-host for being in the building, y'all. We're gonna tap into this song one more time. I do not own the copyrights to this music. I don't know if I should put it up there or not. Hope I don't get flagged, but this is a song that I was requested to play. So we're going to get into it before we get out of here and get a little break going.
Definitely.
That's organized beauty.
Like you my delight. No matter who you good for miles. Baby, you the plug. Like you my delight. No matter who you good for miles. Baby, you the plug. When I need it, calling me, you better pick up. Baby, you the plug. You the plug. Take me to a place that I've never been. Saturday evening, Sunday get that feeling. Yeah, I'm tryna link up with you. I'm fighting and I'm scheming. Shawty's with me. Let me know what time you coming through. Try not to be too thirsty. This time I'm dirty. I'm patiently waiting on you. Your body's on the line. Don't choose you all the time. Need it so I'm counting on it. Baby, you the plug. You the feeling that I can't get from nobody else. Baby, you the plug. You my delight. No matter who you good for mine. Baby, you the plug. Like you my delight. No matter who you good for mine. Baby, you the plug. When I need it, calling me, you better
Yeah, you lied. What are you
Baby, you the plug.
Take me to What's up? Oh, they can't hear me.
They can't hear you.
Yo, y'all hear this song?
You said what song is? Hey, where he at?
Y'all gonna get up probably Tuesday. Let's do that.
Yeah, this my sheet is called The Plug. The name of this song is called The Plug. He an R&B singer here. If you need his manager in there sleep, we can contact him real quick. Yeah. Alright, so y'all, we're gonna be out. After this song, we're gonna be out. We gonna sing it. Remember?
Can I get up with you? She know when I've been on it, 'cause she never bored me. Nothing on my mind but you. I never had this feeling. Now she got me feeling. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do. Got baddies on my line, but I choose you every time. I need it, so I'm counting on you. Baby, you the plug. You the feeling that I can't get from nobody else. Baby, you the plug.